Collisions. A collision between two particles is said to occur if they physically strike against each other, or if the path of the motion of one is influenced by the other. In physics, the term collision does not necessarily mean that a particle actually strikes. In fact, two particles may not even touch each other, and yet they are said to collide if one particle influences the motion of the other. When two bodies collide, each body exerts a force on the other. The two forces are exerted simultaneously for an equal but short interval of time. According to Newton's third law of motion, each body exerts an equal and opposite force on the other at each instant of collision. During a collision, the two fundamental conservation laws, namely the law of conservation of momentum and that of energy, are obeyed, and these laws can be used to determine the velocities of the bodies after collision. Collisions are divided into two types. First one, elastic collision, and second one, inelastic collision. First one, elastic collision. If the kinetic energy of the system is conserved during a collision, it is called an elastic collision. The total kinetic energy before collision and after collision remains unchanged. The collision between subatomic particles is generally elastic. The collision between two steel or glass balls is nearly elastic. In elastic collision, the linear momentum and kinetic energy of the system are conserved. Second one, inelastic collision. During a collision between two bodies, if there is a loss of kinetic energy, then the collision is said to be an inelastic collision. Since there is always some loss of kinetic energy in any collision, collisions are generally inelastic. In inelastic collision, the linear momentum is conserved, but the energy is not conserved. If two bodies stick together after colliding, the collision is perfectly inelastic, but it is a special case of inelastic collision called plastic collision. Note: a collision in which the two particles move together after the collision is called a completely inelastic collision.